viewers, Mario here. Thank you for tuning in once again to Supermariodiagnostics. I got an 04 Chevy Suburban with a 5.3 liter engine in there, and a customer complaint is the check engine light was flashing and that the check engine light has been on for a while now. And I went for a test drive and it's missing some gears. It's skipping through some gears. I don't have first, I believe I don't have second. I think it might be even just third and fifth. But I want to pull up some codes, and their main concern was the check engine light flashing and the sputtering. Not even sure they took notice of what was going on with the transmission. But these are our codes. We got a P0154 bank 2 sensor 1 heated circuit, P0155 bank 2 sensor 1 heater performance, P0161 bank 2 sensor 2 heater performance, and P0300 misfire detected. We have also some transmission codes, but we're going to deal with the engine stuff first. We have a lost communications, but right now it is current, but obviously we have communication with it now. At least I see that we do. But right now we're just going to deal with the O2 heater sensor circuits and the misfires. So the burning question for me is it the chicken or the egg? Is the O2 sensor performance causing misfires? So let's look at some live data real quick, and we'll go to the misfire counter. As you noticed, those O2 heater circuit codes were both from bank 2. So we've got cylinder 2 with 1 misfire, cylinder 4 with 1 misfire, cylinder 6 with a misfire, and cylinder 8 with 0 misfires. But it seems to be all in the second bank. So we're gonna put a load on this, put it in drive, and you can see that our entire number 2 bank is rising. So what else do I want to look at? I want to go to engine data 1. Actually, you know what? Let's go to our oxygen sensor data. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this thing is it's in closed loop. Let's see what our bank 2s look like. Let's see what these look like right here. We got bank 2 sensor 1 stuck at 1100 millivolts. I think I want to just look at, I'm not going to diagnose based on fuel trim on this one, but I just want to take a peek. So bank 2 is running extremely rich. That's because the O2 sensor is stuck high. So when it's stuck high, it's reading rich. When it's low, it's reading lean. So my question is the O2 sensor causing the misfires, or is there a misfire and problem with the O2 sensor? So I want to do an active test. I don't know if you guys can tell, this thing is running terribly, but I'm going to go to loop status and put this sucker in open loop. That way we're not reading from the O2 sensors. And it's smoothed out. Go back to closed, and it starts misfiring again. Let's see what our fuel trims look like in a little while. It's going rich. But when you go to open loop, it is not using the O2 sensors as a feedback. It has its own strategy. So to go back to open, perfectly smooth. So I think what I'm going to do here is confirm our O2 heater circuits. We already know that our heaters, our O2 sensors are not reading great. I want to check the heater circuits, do a load replacement test on our heater circuits. Excuse me. And also, I'm probably going to be changing out these O2 sensors before I start trying to tackle the misfires, because by the looks of it, the O2 sensors, the way they're reading, that's what's causing our misfires. But I'm going to stay on the safe side and assume that there may be an issue with misfiring after we fix the O2 sensor. So I'm going to probably going to be recommending those O2 sensors and then rechecking for misfires. But for now, let's go ahead and check those heater circuits. All right, fellas, I got my test light 2 amp load connector up on my upstream bank 2 sensor passenger side, harness side I mean, and already off to a good start. I saw some green crusties in here. I might end up changing up this pigtail nonetheless, depending on how this goes. But anyway, I cleared the codes. You must clear the codes because sometimes it just won't even try if you have the codes in the system. I've got my coworker Daniel in the driver's seat about to start it up, so we're gonna do this quick test. Go ahead, Daniel. We've got nothing. That's not good. You gonna turn it off? So I think I'm gonna go ahead and check for B positive real quick, and let me go get my meter. All right, fellas, so I got my ground, my test lead grounded here. I'm gonna check it with my starter positive, and you can see it's turned on. So let's go ahead and check for B positive on our O2 heater circuit. Let me go ahead and set you guys down here somewhere. Let's see, where can I set you down? Okay, so I got my key on right now, and could use some light. And let's look for our black wires. Our black wires are on the right side of our connector view. Our connector's going on like this, so that would make this our right side here. We have B positive. Now I'm gonna check for ground here, so what I need to do is put it on a positive. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna use my starter positive because it's the easiest access one. So first things first, let's check our meter. I'm sorry, our test light. And there it is. So what I'm gonna do is, I have the key on. I'm gonna go to active tests. I'm gonna make sure that my codes are cleared. Clear them one more time. I'm going to go to active tests, right here in the scan tool. And there's O2 heater control. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on and see if our O2 sensor works. So don't spread those pins. But I might end up changing this pigtail anyway due to the green crusties. So we've got ground. Now for some reason, it must be my light bulb. I guess my light bulb is no good. That's what happens when you don't trust your equipment, or when you have equipment that is not really equipment, but it's you know, you're left with doubt. But as you can see, our heater control circuit works just fine, so I'm not worried about a fuse at this point. We've already confirmed our B positive and our ground. Now we're gonna have to do the same test for our rear O2 circuit, O2 heater circuit. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Now I know that bulb is no good, and now that I'm still in positive and my active test is still running, I'm gonna go ahead and check out my heater circuit on this sensor. So there are black wires. Alright, so there's our computer controlled ground, and I'm going to ground out my test light real quick. I've confirmed that my test light works, and let's go ahead and check out this heater circuit here. Check one more time. And there it is. Which, you know, considering that that side had B positive, you would like to think that this side does too. I'm not even sure if you guys saw that. I hope you guys did. But you never know. You may have a wiring issue, so it's good to check at each end. Don't assume that just because you have positive on the upstream that the downstream has B positive as well. So last thing we're going to do is a quick resistance check on a continuity test between for the sensors to see if it is in fact opened. So let me go grab my meter. Okay, so to conclude our O2 heater circuit testing, we're going to check for continuity between these two black wires, basically confirming that our O2 sensor is opened or maybe shorted or too high resistance, but let's check nonetheless. So we're going to put our meter across both leads, and as you can see, zero continuity. But if I test it, you have 0 ohms, perfect continuity. One more time. Our both black wires is our heater circuit, so leave that for a second, let it rest. Sometimes it takes a while. No continuity. So the same thing we're gonna do up here for this O2 sensor. Oops, sorry fellas. So let's look for our two black wires. It is I gotta keep in mind that you guys gotta see the meter. I could see it, but you guys probably couldn't. Pretty simple test, guys. Don't complicate it too much, just stick to the simple stuff. And we got 15 mega ohms. So we have continuity, but something tells me that 15 mega ohms is way over specs. That is just about open. So I don't know the specs for this, I'm not even gonna lie, but what does it matter when you have a known good on the other side? So let's go ahead and check that one real quick and call it a day. All right, so I got my known good O2 sensor disconnected. Let's see what these are. Specs do me no good when the engine is hot. The O2 sensor is hot, the resistance changes with heat, so might as well get a known good. And we've got 10 ohms ish, so huge difference. I mean, talking about some 14 mega ohms of difference, so that ends that. So let's go ahead and change out these O2 sensors and make sure there's no other misfires afterwards. So all right fellas, so I got my new sensor here. Hope you can see that. I don't have my downstream sensor yet, but that's not to worry, because I believe on these models the upstream O2 sensors are the ones responsible for feedback fuel trim control. So there are some Nissans I believe that will have include rear O2 sensors in their total fuel trims, but I don't think this one does. But since I know that I'm going to change it, I got my part already. I'm cutting off this wire. I could actually, no, I'm not going to use this pigtail. I already have. And I've got my flex head 22mm ratchet, pretty handy. I love this thing. So we're going to use this thing. And get this sucker out of here. Oh, that was pretty easy. I thought it was going to be a lot tighter than that. I've already coated my new sensor's threads with the anti-seize that was provided with it, so I'm not worried about that. Let's go ahead and thread this sucker on there. Use common sense, don't do pull-ups on the wrench when you're torquing these down. You know, just get them snug. You know, a lot of people like to do that, start doing some pull-ups on these things, and then they wonder why they don't come off or why they come off in pieces. just common sense, fellas. That's all. That is all that is required for the changing of an O2 sensor. Not trying to talk down or anything, you know, I'm just I'm just saying. That's right, no fast forwarding this time. I hear that people like to see the whole thing. Sometimes the fast forwarding doesn't really catch it all. I guess you guys, you know, I appreciate you guys giving me the feedback too. You like to see the whole repair, so there it is. Let's go ahead and connect it. Oh yeah, one more thing I almost forgot to tell you guys. The customer opted not to fix the peak tail, so we're just gonna move on with that one. Make sure you connect it and put that safety tab in place, and you're on your way. Alright fellas, as I've stated before, I've only installed our upstream sensor, which is responsible for fuel trim calculations, corrections and all that. Our downstream sensor is on the way, but that's only responsible for catalyst efficiency monitoring. And we're just gonna pull up some data just like we did before and see how we're doing. So first thing I want to see is if we're in closed loop status already. We should be in up to temp, and fuel trim learn enabled, fuel loop status closed. And as you can see, our bank 2 sensor 1 already has good activity. Let's graph that for you fellas. We got some switching going on. I don't think these oh, we're at 201 degrees at our engine coolant temperature sensor. Let's compare this to bank 2. I'm not too worried about it. It's a brand new sensor. And next thing I want to check is, do we have any misfires? I don't feel any misfires, but let's go check out the misfire counter anyway. And 0 misfires. Oh yeah, by the way, I cleared my codes. You always clear your codes, then do your retesting, get it up to temperature, check out your numbers again. 0 misfires. So our O2 was stuck at 1100 millivolts, rich. Our fuel trim was correcting for that rich, supposedly rich condition, rich feedback from the O2 sensor, and was taking away fuel. So we were getting lean misfires off of bank 2. What else could I show you? I'm not sure if that was it, if that was everything, but I think that was it. Anyway, you're gonna have to take my word for it. I'm gonna have that O2 sensor here at any minute. I'm gonna change the downstream and let the customer decide where to go to next. I want to thank each and every single one of you for viewing. Check out my social media. I got Facebook. Look up Supermariodiagnostics at Facebook. Follow me. I have some other things in there as well. I also wanted to give out some shout outs to all the channels that basically, well, not all of them, this is including but not limited to all the channels that I basically have seen throughout the years and have inspired me to do my own thing, my own channel. So I wrote down some of them, so I'll read them from you. Obviously, Paul Danner, SCANNERDANNER, everybody knows him. If you don't know him, I don't know what you're doing. You're missing out. He was a huge inspiration. He was like one of the first instructors I've ever seen teaching this. He actually inspired me to go get a scope, and got New Level Auto, Keith DeFazio. He is a huge inspiration. He's always constantly putting out stuff that is he lives up to his name, you know. So big shout out to Keith DeFazio, Keith Perkins, self-titled channel. Great intelligent dude, very intelligent dude. He will dissect every subject you could think of. So don't ever get in a pissing match, an automotive pissing match with that guy. You'll lose. Oz Mechanics, Azael at Oz Mechanics, great dude. He knows his stuff. I love his scoping, all that. SNA Auto, Corey at SNA Auto Repair. Check him out. Real life stuff. He has his own little garage going on. It's awesome stuff. He's always putting out good stuff. Positive Lead Diagnostics. This guy is like a spawn of Paul Danner for Euro cars. So if you want to see Paul Danner, his teaching, basically the manifestation of Paul Danner's teaching into this talented dude, put into Euro cars. Check out Positive Lead Diagnostics. He's been a little busy as of late, but I hope he keeps doing what he's doing, man. Flat Rate Master. And he's starting to put out some scope stuff out there. Mike at Flat Rate Master. Check him out. He hits a bunch of subjects for all kinds of technicians, veterans and rookies. And a lot of times he's spot on. He has a way of explaining things that's I think he relates to a lot of people. That's why his channel is getting successful. He just hit 15K subscribers. Congrats, Mike, if you're watching this. And we're rooting for you. And DiagnoseDan, I'm telling you, DiagnoseDan he's a funny dude. At first, when I first saw his stuff, I was like, I didn't get the humor. But I started watching more of his video, and man, this guy's loaded with knowledge. Check his stuff out. There's one of them of a CAN bus issue. I think it's a LIN bus issue, and he almost called the module, but he wanted to be thorough. You guys got to check out that video. I forgot which module it was, but go through his list. He's amazing. Robinson Auto, Will Robinson. This dude's got a ton of knowledge. You guys should check him out. I've checked out a bunch of his videos. He has the same scope that I do. If you guys want to see more stuff of the same scope that I have, this guy's got it. Very intelligent individual. Let's see, Sean Miller. Sean Miller is, you know, he does these diagnosing videos just like Keith does. Keith DeFage, he's like knocking these videos out like in 2 minutes, but you learn a lot in them. They're very dense videos. You know, you should, for those of you who are a little more advanced, check them out. And even if you're not, check all of these guys out. Steve Scott at Simply Diagnostics. This guy's the man. He has this CAN Bus 101 I saw when it first came out, and I was pretty amazed. Paul Danner shared his video as well. You guys should check him out. He's over there. I don't know if I think he's in the UK, but he's a very talented individual. He does these live streams. He's been busy as of late, but he's good at what he does, man. Everybody knows Eric Obrokta, I hope I'm saying that right, at South Main Auto Repair. I mean, I don't think he needs an introduction. He just about covered every single aspect of automotive repair you can think of, plus the rust. I mean, this guy deals with rust. I'm in Miami, Florida. I got no rust. But this guy has, if you want to see the most thorough ways to deal with jobs that include rust, I'm telling you, this guy's got it. And also, he's got some transducers. He did this transducer video on a Nissan that was pretty interesting. I believe it was an exhaust leak, and another one was a rocker arm that was loose. Well, whatever. He's got a ton of stuff. He's pretty well-rounded, electrical. Need I say more? I mean, come on. This guy's, he knows what he's doing. Trained by Tex. Guys, check out Trained by Tex. Bryn Klein. There's a bunch of them. Brian Kaluta, I believe it's, if I'm saying it right. There's Keith Perkins in there. Keith DeFage is a team of technicians that are just putting out videos, putting out a ton of knowledge. Right now, they're putting a series of picoscopes basics, and maybe even getting up to the advanced stuff, which is pretty useful for me. A lot of stuff in there that I didn't know were possible. I don't even have a picoscope, but I want that software. I'm probably gonna get it. And you should check out Trained by Tex. I'm gonna be seeing them in Super Saturday this Friday. This Saturday. I'll be heading up there on Friday, but I'll be seeing them this Saturday. And AutoLogic. This is something that I found out through Keith DeFazio. He put a little something about about AutoLogic, and I love it. Chris Martino is up in there all the time. He's very, very knowledgeable, very talented individual. You guys should check him out. And you're probably wondering, like, why are you trying to do a YouTube channel if you're putting out all these channels? Well, you know, I'm doing this to share the knowledge, to share the resources. If I wanted 1 million, 2 million subscribers, I would not be doing diagnosing videos. Come on, let's face it. The harder the stuff is, the less people want to see it. That's the truth. I'm sorry if you don't feel that way. But it's the truth. You look at my main video, the one I got the most views on, and it's spark plugs. So goes to show that sometimes, you know, the bigger audience is not necessarily the deep stuff, you know, the deep diagnosing stuff. So I wanted to share this with you guys because I know this is an automotive channel, but it's not all about me. It's not all about the numbers. You know, yes, I do enjoy more views, more subscribers, but really the point is I learned most of what I know, just about 90% of what I know, through YouTube. You got to weed out the bad stuff, but that's the truth. Most of the stuff that I know is through YouTube. Super Saturday will be my first official training class. Sorry to say it, but it's the truth. And I can't stress it enough. Train. Get as much training as you can. This will be the first big one for me. I had an electrical class when I first started out years ago. I had a little electrical class. I fell in love with it, and then I started, you know, I found out about SCANNERDANNER. I found out about all these people online on YouTube, and the rest is history. I mean, so if you guys are starting out, even if you're seasoned techs, all these channels are worth looking at because you will learn a lot from each and every single one. And if you have a passion for this industry, for what you do, you will have no problem watching this stuff. And oh yeah, one more. Schrodinger's box. He has his ways, but Schrodinger's box, Matt Schrodinger, he's, you know, he hasn't been putting as much videos out there, but he is out there. He has good stuff. And Dwayne from Real Fixes Real Fast. I know I'm everywhere, but I gotta share what's been shared with me. You know, I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for each and every single one of these dudes. And I hope you guys get inspired to do something on your own. You know, I hope you guys make it a thing. You know, I know there are some of you guys that are actually working on building your own channel, and you know, once you do it, it's done. You're out there. Put yourself out there. Let me know that you're let me know that you're putting out videos, and I will subscribe to you as well. You know, it's all about sharing the knowledge. Sometimes we don't have access to certain things, and it's good when we do. Anyway, I appreciate if you were able to bear through all that. You guys are the bomb. Anyway, I will leave you to it. And until next time, this is Mario at Supermariodiagnostics. Follow me on Facebook. Hit like, hit subscribe, comment, say whatever you like. It's up to you. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions if you have any. Check out these channels and go visit. Give thumbs up. You know, if you like what you see, give thumbs up. Don't just, you know, show support. You know, those thumbs ups actually mean something. But anyway, that's enough for today. I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Take care.